Hello, we are here again for the second part of higher consciousness. And so this time I want to invite you into this mystic world, into the mystic experience, but also into the maverick. The maverick is the one that is unbranded, that is free. So maybe from yesterday you had a little experience with the music, and maybe you have a different idea about higher consciousness, or maybe it's not a phrase that you actually want to use at all. This is the maverick. So I'm inviting you into the space of expanded and expansive consciousness. So we can be focused on a reality, on a consciousness that is just very factual and linear and rational, that is in a way bound, constricted and restricted by boxes and values that are external to us. Or consciousness can be without all these boxes and actually free. So in Advaita Vedanta and many other things, of course, mystic, shamanic, we talk more about the heart consciousness, or at the heart of consciousness. And then consciousness becomes something very different, because then we are going into the worlds of consciousness. So there is this consciousness that is about 10% or less than all of what is. If all is energy, which I feel is true, then it's a very small and limited space. But of course, we can get preoccupied in that. And the Homo sapien was here on an experience of separation. So congratulations, we've chosen this to physically experience this, mentally, physically, emotionally, and through our senses. And also lack. Lack is a big thing. It's not only the lack of money, the lack of time. How busy are you? Do you live in busyness? What else is lacking in your life? Listen to your vocabulary. Do you say often, no, I can't, I don't do this? Are you doubting? Are you desperate? All of this is lack. And again, this is not only money. Lack is everything. And when we have a lack of everything, then obviously we are not really conscious, because we only have this very little view or window of consciousness that doesn't allow us to see the abundance and the boundlessness and the bounty that truly exists. So as we are connecting to the shaman within, or to the self within, and I'm going to talk about more about the self because it's interesting in another series, of course, then we actually recognize that many things we can't see because we're so limited. Many things we can't see because they're not accessible to us. Ancestral stuff, collective mental slavery. Yes, I always mention Bob Marley because I just love him, and his words and his music is so groundbreaking for me every time. So when we are in this mental slavery, we can't see a lot of things. And we are here at this time, and now this is important. We're here at this time to ascend, to awaken, and even to shift, have a huge evolution from Homo sapiens, the men and women of the mind. We come to the end of this experience. And the Aquarian age is also related to Homo luminous, so the men and women of the light. And we are based in the heart. So we have now that access to live. And yes, this tends to fall a little bit, but I'm right back here. So as Homo luminous, we have this access to living from the heart. And this is all the new paradigms of Aquarius. It is not just about getting enlightenment and becoming super conscious in a quantum field or whatever. It's actually more than that. It is about that consciousness that allows us to bring the self together, the human self, the spirit self, the soul self, free in a time of shifting, the end of the Piscean age into the Aquarian, into these new paradigms, fear to love, from competition to collaboration, from separation to unity, consciousness. So this is all very, very exciting. Consciousness is a key to it all. This is how I've been interested in consciousness architecture for a long time, and continue to, and especially in the context of New Earth. This is not just about being enlightened and spiritual. No, it's about how do we live it? How do we express consciousness? How do we access this, what was hidden to us in the past? And yes, healing plays a big role, although I'm not a healer, but I have learned and practiced enough healing arts to know that healing is part of this unlocking the hidden. And then, of course, we have the unmanifest. Is that the quantum field? Maybe part of it. It's also important not to get stuck in concepts. But surely that self that you have come to be is most likely not who you are right now. And it doesn't mean that who you can be is a future self. So in the shamanic world, we talk about the upper world, but again, it doesn't mean it's in the future. It is something that we can access here and now. And this is about living in New Earth. And this is this New Earth consciousness that you also hear about with Eckhart Tolle, Dolores Cannon, and so many others. So I hope you have a little idea what I'm really trying to tap into with you, and why I don't use higher consciousness very often. It doesn't mean you don't need to use it, but I would like you to be conscious about consciousness. So again, let me give you a little bit of mystic music, mystic flute, a mystic experience to find your truth in all of that. So how does it feel? Where does consciousness take you? I'm enjoying this beautiful sun coming in now. Subscribe if you like that. Like it, and of course write me a comment, because I love to answer your questions. So see you soon, and let me know what other topics, what other concepts excite you, that maybe confuse you and maybe don't give you the clarity that you are looking for. So for today, from my heart to yours.